Today I will give you a brief introduction to the M42 system. The M42 system is a screw thread mount, 42 millimeters diameter, there comes the name M42, and 1 millimeter thread pitch. It's mostly used in SLR cameras, and because of the long flange distance is also very easily adaptable to Canon EF and other mirrorless systems. There has been a huge number of lenses produced in M42 mount, from extreme wide angle to super telephoto, and optical quality of lenses varies from poor to excellent. Because there were so many M42 lenses made, you can get a prime set for a pretty good price. M42 system, probably one of the biggest?
Yeah, it has to, I think it comes down to the actual mount, which is M42 means like metric 42 millimeter, 1 millimeter pitch. So the actual mount of the camera, it's just as you see, I'm screwing down the cap, so this is the most easiest to actually manufacture, which is a big part of, you know, camera business, to manufacture the cameras, and this is the easiest mount to manufacture. And I think this started with the Pentax, so Pentax was a big part of the history of the system, and there was of course you cannot patent a thread, so this is an open system in a way. So a lot of manufacturers, like we have this Russian camera here, and they made a lot of lenses and cameras for this system. So this is a very widely known, widely adapted. It's very easy to adapt, let's say, to Canon EF or pretty much anything else unless the Nikon, of course.
No, yeah, and the fact that it's not bayonet is very simple to just mount. Like the bayonet, I don't know how many times I spend my day with a Canon FD mount being like, oh wait, the lens goes, oh wait, no. And then you get a Nikon and it's the other way around and you're like, oh my God, the other way around. Or you get a Bronica and it's also the Nikon side. So the M42, like being just a screw mount, is very, very simple to not get, you know, mistakes. And it might sound silly, but it does happen a lot when you're, especially on a Kamerastore, you have multiple formats, like each one's one way, and it gets pretty annoying. And then because of that, like you said, it was an open system, there was plenty of people making lenses, so lens selection is very big.
Like let's say we have an Olympus lens here, which probably people associate Olympus with the OM system, but of course they made some 42 lenses too, so yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. And this is the Spotmatic from Pentax?
I think this is the most iconic M42 body, the Spotmatic, which put Pentax in the map in the 35 millimeter business.
Yeah, and I think also many times when people are recommending an entry-level camera, it's always the K1000 from Pentax, but they forget that the Spotmatic is basically the same camera and is nowadays a fraction of the price.
Yes.
And those lenses that you can find in multiple manufacturers is very, very nice. So who would be wanting to get into this, apart from the fact that you can adapt them to digital or mirrorless and shoot it with multiple systems? If you were wanting to get into this, what would be your main reasons?
I think the biggest selling point is the widest selection of makers and brands doing the lenses for this system. There's a Pentax which made beautiful Takumar lenses for this system, and it's just a so wide range, and some of the bodies like this Russian here can be found very cheaply, and you know, these have some bad reputation, but there are some good and working condition cameras that can be had for you know, price of 2 lunches. So
yeah, and if not, you can always go a little bit further, and I'm sure there's premium brands making good M42 bodies, and you know, you can upgrade if you want. And then if you're adapting, then you can just keep on shooting hybrid, like film cameras with M42, and then put them on your Canon EF for video or anything like it. And price-wise, I mean, I think the whole selection, you mentioned the Russian versions being, of course, cheaper. Is the Helios M42, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, Helios 44, the bokeh king, which is like the
swirly bokeh king.
Yeah, the swirly bokeh, which I think everyone knows this lens, and for a reason. It's a very nice compact lens which produces some beautiful, and it's based on a beautiful Carl Zeiss Biotar design. So
I think it's worth mentioning because I think a lot of people do love that lens and use it in Canon EF. So like for video or pictures, it's stunning, and they're still found for very, very, very little money.
You can have a perfect copy for under 100 euros.
Yeah.
And I think there's one drawback to the system, and it's the lack of ultra wide angles.
And why do you think that happened?
I think it's down to the design of the 42 millimeter and the actual design of the mount, and there wasn't that much need for, and it was, you know, this has been around since the 50s, so it's an old system. Like we have the Praktica here, which is you know, it's an old camera,
Yeah,
You can
very
see
old.
it's
It has like a little waist level finder.
yeah,
I'm
this
not
is like
wrong.
the old style of 35mm photography. So it started with like something like this.
Which is like a Hasselblad viewfinder and a 35, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let us know. Are you an M42 user? Maybe you're, converting them to shoot digital video or digital photography. This is a film mount. Of course, the bodies will always be film. But yeah, let us know in the comment section below. You can check kamerastore.com for any of this equipment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.